Boruto Two Blue Vortex, Chapter 21 text spoilers are out. Without any further delay, let's jump right into the spoilers. As expected, Sarada is on the cover page, probably showing her mangekyo sharingan. And the title of the chapter is Mangekyo Sharingan. The chapter starts with Sarada accepting her feelings for Boruto. Yes, Boruto fans, that's how we are starting the chapter. It starts with the flashback of Sarada telling Chocho about her dream of becoming the Hokage. Chocho's response, as expected, was, "Really? You aim too high. I would rather find myself a boyfriend than some out-of-reach goal. I wonder if somewhere a hottie is waiting for me." Sarada replies, "I envy how easygoing you are." The next flashback is of Boruto telling her about wanting to become like her father, Sasuke, when she was blushing red. The next flashback is of when Sumire asked her about Boruto. Sumire said, "Are you not interested in Boruto?" "Well, I am." The next flashback is of Naruto telling her, for him, being Hokage is accepting that everyone in the village is like family. To which Sarada thinks sadly, "I'm not a genius ninja like the 7th or my dad. So I don't have time to think about useless stuff. That's what I thought. So to become a Hokage like the 7th, my top priority was protecting the people of the Leaf first and foremost." Then a brief flashback of the Omnipotence arc shows Kawaki telling her to get out of his way. Shikamaru informing everyone that Boruto might have killed Naruto. Mitsuki telling her to get out of his way so he can kill Boruto. And Sasuke telling her that it's a perfectly normal reaction from Mitsuki, as he tried to kill Kawaki, the Hokage's son, and there are Naruto and Hinata. Sarada is trying to make sense of this situation, and discussing with Sumire how a non-natural power is at play, probably because of Ida. Sarada is saying this is too cruel. Why can't Boruto catch a break? Then we transition to a flashback of Sasuke and Boruto immediately after they left the village. One of the pages was released as a chapter sneak peek. Boruto says Mangekyo Sharingan? Sasuke answers it's a variation of the Sharingan transmitted among the Uchiha clan. It is said to awaken with extreme mental shock. So something grave happened. Something that goes beyond human logic. Sarada's panel saying Boruto did nothing wrong. There's no way he'll ever kill Lord 7. Everyone is being tricked. Sasuke says to Boruto, "We're being deceived." Everyone is. So were her words. And I'm afraid it's the truth. The fact that her Mangekyo awakened is proof enough to me. Sasuke continues, "It's likely that in facing this situation, those eyes will be of great help. Even though I suspect that Sarada herself isn't aware she awakened those eyes. But there will be a time when she will transcend herself. And she will realize all of this instinctively. What her powers are and what she can do with them." Then we transition to current time. Ryu says, "What are those black spheres? Is this Sarada Uchiha's ability?" Sarada says, "Mitsuki, please attend to Yodo and Araya. Focus on protecting yourself." Mitsuki replies, "Sarada, those eyes are." Sarada says, "Don't worry. I know I just got this now. But I think I have a pretty good grasp of what it is and what I can do with it." Ryu thinks, "I don't really get the logic, but the iron sand is attracted towards this sphere. In that case, if you're right in front of that thing, there is no problem. The sphere is behind you. The iron sand will have to go through you to get to that sphere." Then suddenly another black sphere appears. Ryu says, "What?" It goes in the opposite direction now. This other sphere absorbed my iron sand, so there are 2 of them. No, I'm way off the mark. 4. There are at least 4 of them. It seems like Sarada can make as many black gravity spheres as she wants. Meanwhile, Ryu says, "Shit, what's going on here?" Mitsuki explains what is happening. They're floating in the air. "I see. I think this power is gravity. I think that sphere is generating gravity." Ryu, the iron sand, and Sarada herself are under its influence. Now Ryu starts getting pulled into the black gravity sphere. Sarada says, "I've been thinking about it for a long time. I think I've closed my eyes to the truth long enough. I felt anxious about the fact that my goal of becoming Hokage seemed so far away. In the face of misfortune that befalls me, I always feel powerless to do anything, but I didn't want to acknowledge that I was powerless. I was scared about that, so I closed my eyes to the truth." Sarada continues Sumire's feelings, and my own. "My feelings about Boruto, everything. I thought it was weakness, I denied it. And without realizing it, at the same time, I was denying the power hidden within me." Ryu screams, "You keep prattling. What are you blabbing about, you idiot?" Ryu continues, "The attraction is getting stronger." Sarada says, "But I will no longer close my eyes to the truth, because if I do, I won't be able to face the reality in front of my eyes, and I won't be able to save anyone." Meanwhile, Ryu can't move a single finger. Sarada says, "Becoming Hokage is my dream, but I need to start from the beginning. And accepting myself, strengths and weaknesses alike, is where I need to start. And we get the name of her mangekyo ability, it's oohirume. Sarada's eyes bleed, a big explosion happens, and she defeats Ryu. Although Ryu tries to escape using claw marks, Jura sees his hand in the hideout, but he gets pulled back and gets destroyed. Sarada loses consciousness. She must have used a lot of chakra, and it was her first time using the mangekyo sharingan, and Ryu's thorn soul bulb appears. Ida informs Koji of this. Koji replies, so she managed to awaken it without problems. That was one of the most important parts of this battle, and now this has been achieved. Good. Ida says good for you. Too bad for Yodo though, Koji replies. Couldn't do much about that. Her sacrifice was the most important contribution in achieving this result. This has been in no vain. Boruto asks, wait a second here, Koji. Answer me honestly. Was there a way to keep everyone alive while having Sarada awaken her new powers? Koji replies, I can tell you this. If you had gone to their rescue, Sarada would have never awakened her new powers. Boruto continues. You knew from the start that Yodo was going to die, and you told me nothing? Koji says, I judged that telling you this would have achieved nothing, and now that we have the result, I can safely say that this was for the best. Then Boruto asks, so what about Konohamaru-sensei? Is he going to beat Matsuri? Are you listening to me? Koji replies, what about you? Do you listen to what I say? All the Shinjus share their senses with Jura. If you show up in front of Matsuri, Jura will capture you faster than you can say Rasengan. You will die. I saw this pattern occurring numerous times. Boruto is out of words, so we have confirmation that Jura can feel emotions of other Shinju. We move to Matsuri and Konohamaru. Matsuri says, how dare you betray me like that? You piece of trash. You won't get away with this. Matsuri was about to finish Konohamaru, suddenly Boruto appeared. Boruto used Flying Raijin to get to Konohamaru, with the help of a piece of metal on the ground, which Mitsuki found in one of the previous chapters. Matsuri was about to say Boruto's name, but Boruto cut Matsuri to pieces. Koji says no. That idiot. Is he trying to ruin everything? On the last page, Jura says, finally, here he is, Otsutsuki Boruto, and the chapter ends. This seems to be one of the most insane Boruto chapters. Sarada defeated Ryu easily, the Borosara ship is sailing, Boruto joined the battlefield, and that cliffhanger with Jura. Can't wait for the official release on April 20th. Anyways, comment below with your thoughts on the spoilers. Meanwhile, watch my previous videos, and we will meet in the next one.